Hi, thanks for tuning in with me today. My name's Brenda, if we haven't met before, and I just wanted to share another video with you. And this one is gonna be my large bunny. So I know in the past you may have watched my medium bunny or my mini bunny. Look, it's a little bunny family. And I appreciate you supporting my channel. And if you like it and you'd like to see more tutorials, please comment below and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of you. So let's go ahead and jump right into this tutorial. Okay, so supplies that you're gonna need. I have 2 skeins of, I believe they're 28 yard skeins of yellow I got on Amazon. And so you'll probably need 1.5 ribbon. I have a row counter that Michaels sells, my scissors, and some mini pom-poms and glue gun to do the face. I also use some polyfill to fill this one, and you can find that at any craft store. So let's go ahead and start this cast on chain. And we are going to be, just like the other bunny peeps, knitting in the round. You're going to leave a tail to close it up with and do your slip knot. Just like before, you're going to do smaller stitches about a thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, so we're gonna put it in a circle, and I'm gonna unravel some of this yarn to make it easier. Just like my other videos, I put my tail through the last stitch and cinch the working yarn tight. Okay, now we're going to do creating our loops through the legs of the circle. And again, I'm doing those on the smaller end so polyfill does not show through. And just continue going all the way around. See, you'll see it's one thumb. And you should end up with 17 stitches. I just love these bunnies for Easter and spring. And let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to go around 2 more times before we fold it in half. This one does use a little bit more polyfill than the smaller bunnies. And I always grab from the back of my last stitch to keep your stitches close together. Okay, one more time around. And as soon as we reach our tail, which is where we started, is when I'm gonna fold this one in half. Okay, so now, because we've knit 3 times around, I'm gonna fold this in half, and now we're just gonna go side to side. If you don't do that, your stitches may spread apart faster and polyfill will show through. Now we're gonna flip it over and knit this side. And we're gonna continue doing this. Then again, we're gonna flip it over and knit this entire side, keeping the stitches close together as possible to knit it tight. So we have knit 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And in this bunny peep, I've knit 14 rows for the body. So I'm gonna continue doing this one until we get to our tail again. And if you're using your stitch counter, you'd be wanting to click that each time you hit the tail. That would be a full round. Okay, so I will come back when we are at 14 rows and show you how to decrease on this big bunny peep. Okay, so I have knit 14 rows in the round, and you can count them here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, you can use a stitch counter if you'd like. Right now we are going to start decreasing, so I am going to start with the bottom, the first stitch on the bottom, and knit those 2 together, and then knit 1, and then this way I'm going to go the stitch on the bottom, knit 2 together, and knit 1. This way, same, we're gonna knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 1, and knit 2 together. Let's see how many stitches we have now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so we are going to continue, and I'm gonna knit 2 more together, knit 1 and knit 2 more together. I think that's where I want it to be. Yep, so we're gonna have 5 and 5. So we're gonna go ahead and just continue knitting the neck and head, and going back and forth. So you should have 10 loops to knit for the head, and continue doing that. And it's probably going to be about 6 or 8 rows. Let's just go ahead and see. You want to have enough of the head to place the face on if you'd like a face. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. This is a perfect project for this time of the year. And I love having a little bunny family. So thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know in the comments below what you're working on this week, and I would love to know. Wish I could hang out with all of you. Oh, that one was a little bit too big. Okay, so we'll probably do another row or 2 around. Before we start doing the ears, I think this is probably, we're almost at the end of the tail, so we will close up the bottom, and that is okay, there we go. So this is going to be a little bit harder for beginners, I've found in my class, because you don't want to go inside out, you want to go outside in. And you don't want to pull the yarn too tight because it can break. Now you can tie it or burn it back together, but this is the best way to avoid that. Okay, and then you can just cinch it together lightly, not too tight. Outside in. Okay, and then just do it a little bit tighter. Here we go. because the bigger the hole, the harder it is to cinch closed. So pulling it tighter will not help cinch it closed all the way. Here we go. We're gonna do a couple more. See, there's just a little hole there. I'm gonna go through one of these stitches and just go one more time around, cinch it, and tie a knot and stick it through to the inside there. And you can go into the inside and pull it through. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna stuff this PEEP. And look at that, I am about out of this yarn. It really doesn't matter if you tie it together or if you burn it. That is personal preference. Usually if it's on the inside, I tie it together. So I'm gonna get my Polyfill. And start stuffing this guy to the bottom. And if you want to put something on the bottom that's a little heavier, you can, to make it stand up straighter. But personally, I just like using the Polyfill. All right, and a little bit more. I usually do not fill my ears. Sometimes I do, but usually not. Okay, that's pretty good for the body. Now we're going to do the head. Okay. And I'm going to do it this way. So now we're going to do our 2 ears. So we're going to have 5 on each side. So we will go 1, 2, turn it over, and do 3, 4, 5, and keep working on this ear. And turn it over. We'll do the second ear next. And I am gonna tie this together because it will be to the inside, so you won't see it. All right. And you'll see that here in a second. And a few more stitches. All right, so now we are going to trim this And okay, so I've cut with about a 5-inch tail my yarn, and we're gonna go inside out to close off this ear. Again, I don't put the, I'm not putting the polyfill in this time for the ears. Make sure you go through every stitch from the inside out. There's one last one. Now the sun's come out. Okay, so we are going to, excuse me, make a knot. And I'm going to just tuck this little end in anywhere in the ear through one of these stitches. You can use a little stick, or I just use my finger and push it to the inside, or it may come out again. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna go ahead and start the second ear. And by doing that, we're also gonna, again, leave a bit of a tail because we're gonna wanna close up in between the ears. So I will leave about a 6-inch tail, make a little loop, and I am just gonna put that right through that existing loop. There's that tail. We'll just take the working yarn and start knitting this ear up, going back and forth from side to side. Now when you go to the next side, you're gonna wanna grab the working yarn from right behind that last, show you again, right behind this last stitch that you knit. Just like that. And you'll have a little loop. Here we go. I knit about 5 rows for the ear, but you can do however tall you choose. Oopsie. Looks like I missed one. Let's go back here. Since it is 5 stitches in each ear, you will have 10 in your head. Okay. So there we go. Even I make mistakes. All right. Again, keep those stitches small. And here we go. Again, through this, and you're always going to do it from back to front. Turn it over and continue going around. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, another row to go. And you will see if you've missed a stitch. When you're going around, you should always have 5 on each row. Okay. So I did it again. That's okay. I'm going to learn from this one. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. sometimes some frogging is necessary. Then again, don't miss this little stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. I think one more row around. And we're going to close up this ear just like we did the last one. So we're going to, this time we already, actually we just have one. So I'm going to do cutting off a tail again, so we can close up the middle with 2 and 2 tails. Now would be a good time, if you're going to do a face on your bunny, to plug in your hot glue gun. Inside out. Side out, and one more. And if you only have one tail to close off the middle, that's okay too, because I cut this pretty short. I am just going to tuck this in after tying a knot. Okay, just stuff that in. I usually see which side I want, and it looks like it's going to be this side. This bunny is actually so large it won't fit into my camera except for sideways. So, okay, I will try not to go out of the camera this time. And what I'm going to do, it's kind of like a whip stitch. So I'm going to take 2 of these stitches and cinch it tight. Again, these 2, and I'm going to go through and cinch it tight. One more through here, cinch it tight. See, it's all closed up now. So I will again tie a knot and stuff this to the inside. And there is the completed bunny. I'm now gonna tie my ribbon on. It is about 52 inches that I cut off for mine. Some really colorful ribbon. And just tie a pretty bow. Oopsie. I'm gonna open that one up. Okay. So there's our bow. And now I'm gonna place my mini pom-poms on where I'd like the face to be. So I can kind of see where I'm gonna put the hot glue. Okay, this is just the Gorilla brand that I use. You can do hot or low, high or low heat setting. But any cheap glue gun will work. And if you wanted to do yarn eyes, you could do that as well. Or you could also do like I did on my other bunny peeps, and do a larger pom-pom for a tail, or create your own using yarn. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial with me, and have a great week. Happy knitting.